Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be dealing with adding material to your Moodle container. This is a follow-up video, and the aim is to eliminate some issues that arose and pose challenges to lecturers and students. So here I am on my Canvas dashboard. I want to go to my Moodle course. I select Go to Moodle, and then open a new tab. This takes me to my Moodle login page. If you notice, my credentials are there preloaded and saved. But if you do not have your credentials as yet, you can simply click Forgotten your username or password. Follow the prompts and you'll receive an email that tells you all that you need to know in order to log in. I'm going to select Login, and that will take me to my Moodle dashboard. All of my courses for the semester are displayed, and I can scroll forward or backwards if I had more, or I can locate them here using this pane. I'm going to choose the course I want to get into, and it takes me to the home page. Now, since many of us will be using this course container, many lecturers will, one of the most important things that I can do is to identify which groups are mine. And so I go to Participants, and what I'm going to do is to filter to find my information. My first name starts with B, so I'm going to say first name B, and that'll produce a list of everyone in the group, in the container rather, with a first name beginning with B. I see my role is teacher, and here are the groups to which I've been assigned. So knowing this will allow me to target any material that I upload to them. I don't want it to be that my material is available to everyone, because what will happen then is that it will clutter other people's home pages, other students' home pages, and it might lead to a lot of confusion. So now I know who my groups are. I can move on. I'm going to go back to the home page now, armed with that knowledge, and I want to make some changes. I want to make a change to lesson 3. I can scroll down laboriously, or I can do the shortcut method, which would be to use this navigation pane here, select lesson 3, and it just pops up right there. I want to make changes, so I'm going to turn on the editing function. My little pencils appear telling me I can edit. And, well, the first thing I notice is that in this case, break even is spelled incorrectly, so I want to edit this title. So I click on the little pencil. It opens up. I can make the change. Hit enter to save it, and there it appears. Now I want to do something more significant than that as well. I want to add a document. So I'm going to scroll down to add an activity or resource, and this applies to whatever section you want to amend. And I can now add an assignment, a quiz, I can add a file, I can add a URL, or I can add a forum in addition to everything else. I want to add a file because it's a document. I'm going to name it, and this name is what is going to appear on the course page. I have to add the file, so I'm going to go down to this section the Select File section. Click. It'll open my file picker. I choose the file. Here it is. And I make sure that the licensing is what it should be. All rights reserved. Yes. Remember, you have lots of choices, so you'll choose the one relevant to you. And I upload, and there's my file. Now, if I just saved and returned the course, everyone would be able to see and access this file, whether they were in my group or not. So what I want to do is restrict access. So I'm going to click Restrict Access, and now I'm going to add my restriction, and I want it to be visible only to students who belong to a specified group, namely my groups. So I'm going to choose my group, and I have more than one, so I'm going to add, choose my second group, and I have a third group, so I'm going to add another restriction, and I'm going to identify my final group. I haven't quite finished yet though, and this is the update from the previous video. As it stands now, in order to access this document, students would have to belong to 29274 and 29332 and 29353. Now, no student is going to belong to all of these groups, and therefore you're going to find that your students will not be able to access the groups, to access the material. What you want to do is to adjust here. Students must match any of the following. What happens now is that students belonging to this group or this group or this group can now access. Another thing you might want to do is to click this little I. Because if you click this little I, what it'll mean is that this material will appear only on your students' homepage. If we save and return to course, we should be able to see the fruit of our labor. Here we are, and here is the resource added. Notice it says not available, in addition to which it's hidden unless you belong to one of these groups. We're therefore moving towards a clutter-free dashboard for our students. Now, it may be that you have added something before and your restrictions are a little off. So let's look at how we would amend restrictions from a course or for a resource that has already been added. We're going to go to Edit Settings, and we're going to check the restrictions. Now notice this says that the students must match all of the following criteria. So it means that if a student is not a member simultaneously of all three groups, the student would not be able to access this resource. Remember, we're going to change it up here and say students must match any of the following. Immediately it switches to or. So students in any one of those groups can now access. Another thing that we can do to tidy up is to strike out this little I. Because if we do, remember, we're saying that this assignment will only be visible to students who belong to the particular group that the lecturer is targeting. We can now save and return to course. And here it is, hidden. So now we have another tool in our Moodle arsenal. Thank you so much for joining me on another adventure in Moodling. Remember, ODEC has a wide range of resources just for you. I invite you to visit our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and to review the back issues of our newsletter. Until we meet again, happy Moodling.